1, and we're live! Hello all, and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with the lovely, the incomparable Ms. Joe Fallak. Did I point this way? Welcome to Wednesday night, and like every Wednesday night, we are streaming. Tonight, we are doing part 2 of a little series that we started 2 weeks ago called Alien Resurgence. If you haven't watched the first part, honestly, actually, you're going to be okay. Because this is sort of meant to be two very different facets of the Alien franchise. But this is based on the Alien RPG published by Free League Publishing. You might recognize their name from Tales from the Loop, or Tales of the Loop. It's that sort of kid-friendly RPG. Not kid-friendly, it's about kids in the future. And this was their newest thing. It just came out a few weeks ago, and we thought, hey, let's run it. So this is it. Alien the RPG Part 2 of Resurgence. How's everybody doing tonight?
Woo!
How are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm feeling a little bit dazed.
Dazed and confused?
But here we are.
Yes,
How
here
are
we
you
are.
feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great.
What is there to complain about? We got lots coming up. That's really exciting. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to us, make a little commenty and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that bullshit. But most importantly, make sure you join the Facebook group. Mm-hmm. The Facebook group is the place where we get together and we chat and we hang out and we have just the best time ever. And you also have a chance to win Most Valuable Post when you're part of the Facebook group. What is Most Valuable Post, you might ask? Well, it is the post of the week that we distinguish amongst the others. We bring it out of the rubble that is everybody else, and we say, hey, you done good. You get a little bit of extra congratulations. And this week, I would like to award it to Mr. Joseph Brown.
Ooh, Joseph Brown.
For his post about how to stream or how to run Call of Cthulhu for sort of a younger generation, a PG-13 generation, which I thought was a great little thing. Cthulhu is so absorbed in horror and sort of the ghastly, horrific, monstrous type stuff that I thought it was a great question, and it got some great responses, and it got me thinking too. You know, how would I do a PG-13 type Cthulhu horror? And the short answer is I wouldn't. No, I would. It would be great. I mean, it wouldn't be great. That sounded cocky. I didn't mean it like that. It would be what it would be. So yeah, MVP goes to Joseph Brown. I wanted to mention that if you are in the far eastern Toronto area, you might want to try to come out. No, not might want to. You come out this Friday night to our Chronicle Brewing Night, the 4th, which is the 4th time we're running games for not for the people, just at Chronicle Brewing
At
Co.
the people.
in Bowmanville. At people. Take this! Yeah, we're running games. We sort of themed it as a D&D night. I don't know if we're going to do D&D.
If all tables are running D&D.
Well, you know, and Johnny, I was talking to Johnny about this, and he was like, just make it a generic D&D night. And I kind of understand, because I think it gets really convoluted if you're like, so we're running End of the World, and da-da-da. And a lot of people don't know what that is. So it's a beginner's D&D night. We may be running D&D. I don't think Chris is going to be running D&D. If you and I are running a game together, we'll be running D&D. But if we're not, I'm probably going to run End of the World or something.
It's a little bit up in the air, but that's intentional and exciting.
Yeah, that's the INVICTUS style. You go in, guns a-blazing, you never know what's going to happen.
Except that your guns will blaze.
Except that your guns are on fire. Too hot, don't touch. But we have a lot of different people going that I'm really excited about. It looks like our friends Aaron and Andrew are going, who ended up shooting our photos for calendars a few years ago. David McDowell, which I think is Michael's best friend, is coming, which I'm so excited to see him. I love that guy. Justin, Chris,
love that guy.
Joe,
love
myself, my brother Alex. It's going to be the most chunky Chronicle night, as well as Carly and Colin are driving all the way from downtown Toronto. They've rented a car for the evening. They're coming out to Bowmanville. It is going to be a blast.
How would you describe Colin and Carly? Are they like stream? They're not stream royalty. They're like stream diplomats.
Yeah. What's a diplomat?
What, I don't know. What's their like I want to give them like a title.
It sounds like a laundromat that sells salsa. No, but like, what is the type of person that you're trying to
That's what I
articulate?
mean.
Oh, you don't know.
Like if they were in an army, what level would they be at? Are they
captain?
lieutenants?
They'd be. I don't know. Okay, so like if everyone starts at private, and then you got like they'd be sergeants.
You said private.
They're not as high. There'd be penises. They're not as high as lieutenant. I don't think, because I think we'd be lieutenant. No, I don't know.
We're the majors.
Generals. Yeah. So you know what? They're lieutenants. They're
Lieutenants Carly and Colin.
Yeah.
Will be there.
You had to make it really
We've been watching Band of Brothers.
A difficult class system.
Do they have their oak leaves? Is all I need to know.
They're majors? Are they majors?
No. Are they?
I don't think so. Maybe. No, I'd say Aisha is a major, because like Carly and Colin have been longtime fans and they're amazing people. But you know, I mean, some people like Aisha and Bob and even Chris.
So they
Lawrence,
have a lot of marks on their jacket.
Yeah. They got history. They got like war. It's like they went to Breakout Con.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Carly actually has she has a like a silver star, which was given to her because she's watched every Invictus stream video.
That's like the Purple Heart.
That's like, well, Purple Heart's when you wounded. That would be like when you
were at the 24-hour stream. That's the Purple Heart.
I think Purple Heart is when I attack you and we make up. When I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up. And then you get a Purple Heart because you got wounded.
Galen's got 45 Purple Hearts.
Galen already.
He's
I was
still
like,
here.
In all caps, I was like, Galen, this is not in Alien Universe. Let me play my fucking
and
game.
He's like, I know. I'm just here to give you shit,
like,
basically.
He literally was like, I know. So, but yeah. So that's probably a Purple Heart. Either way, Carly and Colin are going to be there, and it's going to be fantastic. We gamed with Carly before. It's a lot of fun. She's a big fan of Chris, and he's going to be there. I know because she wears the green shirt. Mm-hmm. Like she's a fan of Chris. Colin's jealous already. He appreciates the rank, where I am nowhere near as in the rank as Carly has. That's true. You're demoted. We're knocking you down.
Okay, you're a
corporal.
You're a
technical officer.
You're something.
You're just a private. You laugh every time I say privates.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing Dice Shame Friday. Come on out. Finally, tomorrow morning when you wake up, you get to stretch. You get to taste that terrible morning breath.
You check your phone.
And then you get to check your phone.
And on
your phone is going to be Dice Shame episode 6.
Whoa, what?
And you're going to cancel work. You're going to put your earbuds in. You're going to listen to it while you're lying in bed. Episode 6.
Can I just say?
It's my favorite one.
It's a very good episode.
So far, it is my favorite episode. Dice Shame. Honestly, I think this is even the one to introduce people to if they're not really sold on the idea. I'd say, you know what, start with 6 then, and then go back, because it's really fun. For those of you who have listened to episode 5, I'm not going to spoil it, but you know something big is happening in episode 6.
It goes like this: a score, fuck.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a spoiler.
No, it's not.
Joe spoiled it.
Justin does some really good stuff with sound effects. Yeah. We hear an arrow whistling through the air.
Don't say nothing else. Just listen to it. It's exciting. They sold it. We sold it already. It's fun. Anyway, so Dice Shame episode 6 coming out tomorrow. I'm excited, obviously, about it. It's been a lot of fun.
Galen's like, what happened? I heard my name. I was in the kitchen.
Just yelling at you. Galen
in an affectionate way.
Galen is a big fan of like military stuff too. So
well,
he's
he would appreciate
that. The fact that he's got a Purple Heart.
No.
He should.
No.
So yeah. MVP we did. Dice Shame we mentioned. Chronicle Brewery Night we mentioned. Anything big before we get into this? Patreon.
Support us on Patreon.
Yes, please consider supporting us on Patreon.
And
get me a clock that goes backwards properly.
That clock?
It's reversed on the screen.
Reverse. That's funny.
What, private parts?
Yeah. I always thought it would be funny if I was in the Fallak, if I was in the army, because my last name's Fallak, which if you spell it a different way is really dirty, especially if it's like Major Fallak or Private Fallak.
It's very phallic.
It's very, I think it's a funny thing. Should I put my hair up? The game like it was before?
Sure.
I don't remember. I think I had it in like little pigtail boys.
I don't think so.
Little pigtail buns.
I'm pretty confident it wasn't, because that seems more That seems more soft as a character. Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know. Sure, do it. So yeah, that's that. Alien Part 2. I think as soon as Joe does her hair, we're ready to start. If you're ready to start.
Bingo.
Bongo. You done?
Doesn't take too long. I need a better chair.
Yeah, well.
Guys, I'm on this little cheapy, little $80 office chair over here.
Chairs are expensive.
It hurts my butt. That gif of Jack Black is so good. Oh,
you never saw the movie until I showed it to you.
I know. I love it,
Isn't
though.
it so good?
We watched that in France.
We did.
We cuddled right
What
up.
did you do in France? Watch School of Rock with Jack Black?
It was awesome.
Is there anything else to do in France?
That's why you go to Europe.
That's
to
why
watch Jack Black
watch
movies.
Jack Black. I will also mention Breakout Con. It's coming up March. Make sure you check it out.
If you want to see Rob, and who doesn't?
I always want to see Rob.
He's in Japan right now.
Yeah, he's.
We miss you, Rob.
We miss you, Rob. He doesn't
Come back.
watch this shit. He is.
He does sometimes, actually.
I think your last name is Bouchard with a D.
You said that it is, but I should know my name. It's Boucher.
Because that's what I wrote down.
I know. It's been wrong this whole time.
But I wrote it down based on what you typed in the Discord.
Babe. I haven't changed it since.
I'm not doubting you.
Yeah, you are. You're literally doubting me.
Totally disremembering. I don't know why I would have done that, though.
Because it's a similar name.
I feel like I was just spelling it from what you typed.
Harlan.
Who?
Why would I have changed it?
I don't know. Crazy.
To be a different name.
Crazy lady. Fair enough. I'll change this.
You can't see
Backwards. No one can tell. We do this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I dropped my pen.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Alien Resurgence Part 2. The entire ship quakes as the atmosphere of LV-465. Fire shoots up, filling the small windshield of the USS Traveler's cockpit. The red light pulses in your eyes as the ship groans and shakes so violently you can hardly hear the voice in your mind screaming to hold on to something. In a moment of clarity, you reach for the nearby co-pilot seat. As you plummet towards the planet, you feel nearly weightless, caught in the free fall. You put yourself into the chair with all your might and buckle the seatbelt. The first pull misses. The belt won't reach. The klaxon wails in your ears as you see Ellie reach for a nearby seat as well, just as the metal from the doorway begins to bend inward. A pounding rings out over the twisting metal and the groaning ship as it burns. You know the androids are working their way in despite the fall, despite the reality of death knocking on the door. They still need to attack to fulfill their programming. Cameron wasn't able to hold them off. You pull with all your might at the belt one last time and manage to click it into position just as you hear the smashing of metal, the heat of fire, and the taste of warm blood on your tongue, and then nothing. You are unconscious. Yet, You feel lucid in this dreamlike state, as if able to navigate your dreams. And you see your father. What is he doing?
My father is sitting in the passenger seat of his car, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat. And he's saying, Margot, for God's sake, you're going to stall the thing out. Use the clutch. No, the other clutch. God damn it, Margot. And he slams his fist down on the dash. Pull over, he tells me. And I'm just humiliated. He's teaching me how to drive. And I do. I pull over to the side of the road, and he gets out and slams the door. But he doesn't come around. He just stands looking out over the field, the place where I grew up. It's springtime, but you can't tell. Everything is gray and bitten with frost. My mom was gonna teach me how to drive, but she passed away before we really got into it. So it's been a couple of years, and I'm probably too old for this shit, but someone's got to teach me. He's gone now.
In the darkness, you hear a hiss, like that of steam escaping, but more broken, more animalistic. For a moment, you feel yourself move beneath the weight of the world, but your vision doesn't alter. Then you hear cracking. Unlike waking from cryo-sleep, your eyes bolt open with such force you feel the whites of your eyes strain. Your head is unmoving, but your eyes dart around in a panic. Both your arms and legs are stiff and do not move, no matter how hard you pull.
I wrench my body forward and realize that I'm still strapped in to my seat.
No. You look around and see yourself in a large open room. The walls are black, but glimmer, reflecting light from an unknown source, as if they were wet stone in a cavern. The texture is uneven, organic, as if you're in a weathered, cavernous tunnel, dug by ants, but larger. You search around for anything your mind may recognize as the wreckage of the USS Traveler, and your eyes adjust to the darkness. You see two small tunnels opposite you, and between them, Ellie. Her head is dropped downwards towards the floor. She seems unmoving, and she looks to be glued to the wall.
Glued? Am I? Can I move my head?
You can't move your head at all. Your eyes strain to look side to side. A moment of panic sets in. Give yourself one panic.
Ooh, okay.
Quite literally, a moment of panic sets in.
Do I hear anything?
Why don't you give me a roll? Why don't you give me an observation roll?
Okay, so observation. I get to roll 7 dice, but I get to also add a panic dice.
Works for me.
I have 3 successes.
And what'd you roll on your panic?
I did not fail.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's very dark in this room, but slowly your eyes begin to adjust. She's directly across from you and seems to be attached to the wall by some sort of glue. Thick, viscous strands of translucent matter cling to her arms and legs. Her feet are almost completely enveloped in a substance to the point where her lower half looks almost part of the wall, and slowly it dawns on you that you are stuck in that same way.
Ellie. Wake up.
Your voice echoes off the cavernous walls. You see slow, oozing drips of viscous mucus dripping from above you. The walls are bone-chilling. They're organic, but feel like they have an earthly quality to it, a human quality to them, as if made of bones.
Ugh, chill runs down my spine. I start to thrash. I try to struggle with all my might to break free.
Give me a strength roll.
Strength?
I mean, it'll be under agility. Strength. Let's call it stamina, if you'd like. Or you can just do a straight up.
I've got 1 extra for stamina.
So then that's what it'll be.
I have 1 success.
And which are you trying to free first? You feel like your forehead, your arms, your hands, your feet.
I'm trying to free my arms so that I can then scrabble free the rest of my body, possibly.
Yeah. You pull with your right hand and it sort of begins to break from the wall. You feel the glue-like substance sort of pull a little bit and then snap as if brittle.
Does it seem organic or?
Yes, it does. Looking at Ellie from across the room, it looks as if there's this organic matter. It's very uneven, ununiform. Even the color variations within it. Some patches are dark, some are almost clear through. The patch attaching her, or that was attaching her forehead, I should say, that's broken. Seems to be almost clear as her head hangs low. And as you pull your hand free, your arm still stuck in place, you hear her voice weakly. Margot?
Ellie, you okay?
Suddenly,
injured?
With her sound, your ears begin hearing the whirring of gears and the thrum of an engine, a sound that was most likely always there, but so ignorable without any sort of comparative sound. It's deep, deep within these tunnels.
Ellie, can you get yourself free?
I try. I can.
Hold on. I think I can work myself free. I continued pulling at these strands, globs of thick, viscous, sticky mucus.
Margot. She sort of spits a little bit. And
what happened?
Dribbles at her chin onto her face.
Are you okay?
There was something on me.
What?
There was something on my face. I felt it.
In the crash?
No. And she sort of nods down towards the floor, and you study it for a moment. A blue mist clings to the floor as if it lives here. It moves and swirls as if acting like a creature itself. And as you study the floor before you, your eyes adjusting to the dim blue, your stomach drops. Between you and Ellie are 2 large eggs. The one closest to Ellie is open and seemingly empty. The one nearest to you cracks once again, a familiar sound you suddenly recognize as the sound that woke you.
Jesus Christ.
She begins coughing violently. Can you get free?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. I have my arm free. I'm gonna start prying at the material that surrounds my legs.
Okay, so it's just your hand free, actually. Your arm is still fully attached. It's like every inch of you, from your arms to your hands to your legs to your forehead, is all stuck. So you have a right hand free. I'll give you a bonus die to start pulling that arm free if you want, or you can switch to the other hand. Or
I'm just gonna keep freeing myself however I can.
Give me another strength roll.
Another strength roll.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't roll a bonus die, but I rolled another success.
Yeah, and you're going for your arm?
Yeah.
Yeah. You snap it free from sort of the elbow to the hand. So you have like one free hand.
I need that hand. That's my best hand.
Yeah. Or one free forearm, I should say.
Give me that upper arm.
I'll say that you can actually probably reach your forehead now, and that comes off pretty easily.
That's good, but that's not a limb. I need limbs.
It's not. Well, you can leave your forehead there if you want.
Can I unhinge another part of me?
Definitely, yeah. It's going to be another roll. Each roll takes about 10 seconds of time, and as you're doing it, you can hear Ellie continually coughing.
I have to break free. This is my singular purpose right now. I don't like where this is going. You want me to roll again?
Go for it.
Okay, that's another success.
Yeah, and your arm completely breaks free, which starts making quick work of everything else. But as you are pulling, you hear Ellie from across the way again. I don't feel so good, Margot.
I know. I'm coming over. Relax. I don't know what happened, but I'll get you out of here. I promise.
You frantically claw at your chest and maybe pieces of your other arm. And as you do, you see her eyes, the whites of them in the darkness, just locked with yours. And for a moment, you pause to meet her eyes before she begins screaming in pain. Her voice echoes in the cavernous tunnels that surround you, sending chills up your spine. She convulses, pulling at the ties that bind her to no avail. Her head flails back and forth as she retches upon her chest. She begins beating her head against the wall beside until blood shows the size of her temple. And just as you believe she is stopped, you hear an audible pop from across the small room. Her chest moves. A red spot, like a drop, begins to grow as her head drops for the final time.
Ellie!
The whites of her t-shirt begins to tent and something in her chest begins breaking out.
Fuck. Ellie! God damn it.
You reach for your chest for your other arm.
Yeah, my arm is free. Both of my arms are free. I'm like getting all this shit
One
off
of your arms is free.
post-haste.
You're pulling the other one off.
They're both free.
No, it's not how it works.
Yes.
Very difficult stuff.
I'm getting it. I have strong hands.
Well, show me with a roll. I'm not going to make you roll for each.
How many rolls do I have to make?
Would you? I'm not going to make you roll for each piece individually now, but you have to roll to get your arm out. It's the time. It's not the difficulty.
I failed.
Okay, so there's a lot of this stuff on you. It's like trying to pick out pieces of glue. Not only that, you've really strained yourself by trying to pull your first arm free. You have a free arm, which is great. And I'll say that your forehead is free. But the other one is not coming as easily. Through the thin air, the near pitch black, you see a creature emerge from Ellie's chest. It tears through her shirt and protrudes its head forward. The white alabaster skin seems almost off against the black-walled tunnels surrounding you as it falls forward into the mist, hissing. Your blood runs cold as you hear the egg before you begin to crack again. This time, the four corners of its top spread open, and in the darkness, you see thin, translucent legs begin to move.
Can I keep trying to get myself free?
Yes, you can.
Can I just do it?
Show me.
By rolling again?
Yes.
I got one more 6.
Perfect. Your other arm comes free. You've pulled off your head, you pulled off both your arms, and you begin chipping away at your legs, pulling large hunks of glue off of your legs. You see the spindly legs of this creature begin crawling out of the egg before you. Ellie's lifeless body hangs across from you, a large gaping hole in her chest, and you see the blue mist swirling as the creature that has fallen from her moves throughout the mist quickly. And I will say that, yeah, one more round and you're just out of it. You don't have to roll if you want, but you're definitely taking some time to do it.
What do you mean?
You feel the glue free from your hands and from your arms and from your legs. This thick, mucus-like substance seems to be between the cracks of your pants and your legs as you tumble forward towards the mist. Your hands land on this soft, wet, almost earthen ground as this empty egg is before you.
And where's the creature that came out of it?
It's still on top. I don't think it's like fully out yet. It's still just sort of like crawling up top of the egg.
And I'm totally free?
Yes.
I run forward, sweating profusely from that huge effort, and I stomp it to death with my shoe.
So you're going to jump on top of the egg?
Oh, yeah.
It's about 3 feet high. It's a pretty high egg. Maybe 2 feet. It's a large egg, I should clarify.
How big is the thing that's coming out of it?
Probably about the size of your hand.
Is it kickable?
It is like 3 times the size of a tarantula, so it's big and gross.
That's going to be so satisfying.
Yeah, if you want. So you could jump like on top of the egg. It's a pretty large egg. It's difficult to exactly give the dimensions, but I would say it's as tall as that printer behind you.
Oh.
So you'd have to like jump on top of the egg.
Can I just stomp on it?
You can try, yeah, for sure.
I just want to stomp on it.
Go for it.
Good. Do I roll a stomp check?
Yeah, give me it's an attack roll, a close combat attack roll.
Great. I fail and I panic.
Okay. So,
which is the best of both worlds.
Which is actually, that's kind of fitting
sure.
because you kind of reel back to stomp on this thing. And the size of this egg and the size of this thing that has so quickly come to life suddenly sets in. And as you go to stomp on it, it scurries to the side in such speed, such inhuman speed. It startles you as your foot comes down onto the hard egg, barely even making a dent in it itself. It actually gets stuck in sort of the mucus membrane of inside of it. And as you pull it back up, bits of white goo and innards sort of come out with it as the thing now is sort of scurrying around the mist beneath your feet.
So do you want me to make a panic roll?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Why don't you explain what panic does too for the people that are watching?
Yeah. So I have a stress track. As Harlan has said, I take 1 stress for being in this situation, for having been in a spaceship wreck. So I've been rolling the 1 red dice along with my gray dice, which are allocated for the different attributes that my character has. And the red dice can contribute to successes by rolling 6s for me. So like when you're panicking about something, you're going to be moving a little bit faster. Maybe your instincts are going to be a little bit sharper. So you have more chances to succeed. But if you roll a 1 on your panic dice or on your stress dice, you can panic. And so you roll a d6 and add your current stress level. For me is 1. And then you check the panic table and see what happens. So here we go, guys.
Do you have the panic table up or do you want me to get it up?
No, I've got it.
Perfect.
So I'm rolling a d6 and my panic level is 1. Oh, so I rolled a 1. My panic level is 0 essentially now. Keeping it together, you manage to keep your nerves in check barely. So there's like no ill effects that I suffer. But,
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you keep it together. How does that look?
So I think I go to stomp on this creature as it's emerging from the egg, and I had no idea that they could move this fast. It skitters out of the way of the heel of my boot as I bring it to bear on this wide alien dome, and the heel of my boot crunches through part of the shell but gets stuck, and yelp and windmill my arms back, try to keep my balance as I lose sight of this thing in the mist. It crawls away from me.
Amazing. Okay, so now it's its turn. Give me a mobility agility roll.
The thing about this beautiful red light is how hard it is to see.
That's just part of the horror.
I do a good job.
Ooh, very nice. So you stomp this thing and your foot goes into the guts of this egg, pulling it out. The innards, again, are almost, looks like there's almost like thin intestines in there, things you've never seen, so alien. And in fact, all of this is very alien. As you pull your leg out and put it back down in the mist, a big plume of smoke sort of rises as you slam your wet, covered foot back down. And as you do, you see on just the crest of the plume, you see the thing now even more solidified. When it first sort of popped out, it was translucent, and so quickly the clarity has faded, and it's become this almost bone-colored thing, and it leaps from the ground up towards your head, and you dodge it almost instinctively as the entirety of it sails right past you and claws and sticks onto the wall behind you, and you see it clearly for the first time. It has maybe a 2-foot long tail that looks to be made of pure muscle, and the thing looks so intimidating. Such a powerful creature, you can sense immediately through just the way it leaped forward. And now it's your turn.
I don't have any equipment. I don't have any weapons. And to me, it looks like Ellie is probably dead, given
the hole in her
has
chest
crawled out of her. So I'm going to run.
Okay.
I'm just going to pick. You said there were 2 tunnels extending.
Yeah,
down.
there's one to the left and one to the right.
I'm taking the one to the left.
Now you can, and just to let you know, sort of the rules of this game, there are rules for running, loud actions, and there are rules for sneaking. So you can choose to take a stealthy approach or a quick approach. Neither is wrong. I just wanted to clarify that you have the option.
I'm taking a quick approach.
Perfect. So okay, perfect. You just meant to laugh and move on. You're not meant to take it that seriously. Everyone else just laughs and moves on. Look,
I
they're saying LOL.
I can't do that. I don't know
how. So the right tunnel?
The left one.
The left one, so the wrong tunnel. So
Correct.
you head down the left tunnel.
The right one.
And as you start pushing through, the mist sort of dissipates behind you. And you exit out to this tight tunnel where the walls continue in the way that you saw them. Again, this black, wet stone that looks almost human in nature. Spine-like columns run along the wall, with spaces between these protrusions. Almost looks like a human spine. And yet they're all jet black, only reflecting a sense of blue that seems to be everywhere, omnipresent in these tunnels. Sweat drips down your forehead as you begin hugging the wall and running into the darkness. You come to another crossroads. Again, another left and right. You can do an observation if you'd like, or you can just continue sort of running left and right.
I can hear my heart pounding in my ears, and I quickly just pause for just a moment, try to perceive whether there's anything that would differentiate one tunnel from the other.
Give me an observation roll.
I will do so.
Or a survival. Actually, it probably should have been survival, but you know what?
I prefer observation.
Okay, but next time remind me.
I succeed one time, and then I also panic.
Which is pretty fitting. So let's roll the panic first.
Not the success.
Well, I mean, you'll know how you'll succeed, but let's hear what happens.
Yeah, I am still fine.
Good. So from the left, sort of continuing on this way, you smell like fresh air.
From which direction?
To the left of this second junction.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep to the left.
And as you run...
Just running as fast as I can.
Absolutely. Again, your heart is in your ears. You can taste the iron in your breath from your lungs. They burn battery acid as you run through these tunnels tight. And as you do, you begin hearing a sound, a hissing, an omnipresent alien groan that sounds from behind you as you continue down these tunnels. Your mind barely has a moment to process what's happening until you exit to a large opening. At first you think maybe you've worked deeper into the tunnel, and it takes a full minute of you. Well, I guess you wouldn't wait a full minute, but a few seconds, I should say, of you glancing up to realize that the darkness above you contains stars. You're in a large open cavern.
An open cavern, so it's open to the sky.
Correct. It's very far above you, but you can see stars high above.
Okay, that's good. Is there any means of exit from the cavern? Do I see anything chasing me?
Give me a survival roll. That would be a survival roll.
If you say so. Survival. Cha.
Oof.
Fail and panic.
I mean, this is the time to panic, really. Like you're being chased by something.
5. So not quite panicking, but getting there.
You're very getting there. Yeah, you can't tell. You think maybe something is behind you. You hear sounds from all around you. The sky above you. So it feels like you're sort of in a large open canyon area. The walls, as the starlight streams into sort of this cavern, it seems like maybe they just go straight up, and it's maybe, a football field across in sort of this jagged way. Does that make sense? Am I describing that fairly?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep running. I'm going to hug the wall.
Well, I was going to say, and as your eyes adjust, you actually notice that sort of to the right of this, you see what looks to be maybe a 2-story building just offset into the wall a little bit, a steel-looking structure. The gray metal seems out of place against the brown stone cavern wall.
I love the idea of putting a door between me and this thing. I make for the building.
And as you run to the building, you sort of see wires on the ground, thick cables. You see tomcats sort of off to one side. You begin to recognize sort of the structures and the human element of what these caves might be. And you feel in the darkness for a door, and as you do, you hear that hissing from behind you. You glance over your shoulder for a moment, and that tunnel that you exited from, you see a figure in the darkness. It stands maybe 6 feet tall and yet hunches. It has a long spined tail that stretches maybe as long as it, 5 feet at least. Its bones are black. It has a long, soft head, maybe 3 feet long. You see its gaping jaw, though small, the glint of starlight off its teeth. It hisses and sort of turns its head upwards as if sniffing the air, but it makes no gesture as if to smell. It sits like an animal with its legs bent backwards. You see it claw forward to the air, 3 large fingers with 3-inch claws on the end of it. And then it searches. You feel the door, and you sort of push a little bit, and you can feel that it does slide in. But it might make some sound.
And the creature doesn't seem to notice me right now, or is looking for me and hasn't found me yet?
I think it seems to be looking for something. It sort of sulks down and begins looking.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to open the door.
Yeah. Is there a role for doing this quietly? I would probably call it survival. I'd be happy to be convinced of something else.
Yeah, well, survival is a wit skill. I would venture that this might be agility.
Yeah.
Either a straight agility or a mobility on your call.
Do you have anything in mobility?
Yeah, I have 1.
I'll give you mobility because you're moving a door. It's mobile.
It has to do with motion.
It does.
There's that. I fail again on my panic roll, but I do succeed on the door.
Okay. So
let me see about this panic, and I keep it together barely.
You shift the door open. It sort of scrapes along the floor quietly, but every inch you move it, every scrape that sounds, you feel your spine tighten. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. to the point where you slip inside and then shut the door behind you. It closes with an almost inaudible click, and yet it sounds loud enough to wake the dead to you because of how tense you are. What do you do?
I look around me in the room. Is there any way that I can lock the door, bar the door?
Yeah, I mean, there's many ways. None of them necessarily seem quiet. This looks to be like a sort of an office. There's some tables, there's scattered papers, there's windows on the wall that you're on and the wall that's facing sort of to the north. It looks like the other
out
two,
into the cavern?
out into the cavern. And they're sort of slatted. You see sort of big, thick black slats and then starlight coming through. From inside, it almost seems bright comparatively, but only because you are now witnessing the dark corners of this room. Everything is strewn about. There are papers scattered along the floor, desk lamps strewn about, tables and chairs knocked over.
Okay, this doesn't seem like a safe place to hole up. Is there a door that exits from this room?
Yeah, there's one to the north, which exits back into the cavern, and there's a set of stairs in the back.
Stairs leading up or down?
Up.
Okay. I think right now the key is don't make too much noise, because that thing doesn't seem terribly intelligent to me. And I know that it could probably break through a window if it really wanted to. So I'm going to try to be stealthy and make my way upstairs.
Okay.
You sit up, right?
Yep.
Okay. I cross the room carefully in the dim starlight.
It's nearly black, so give me an observation roll.
Okay.
Really, we're looking to make sure that you don't knock in anything, because it is sort of a train wreck.
I can just imagine my shaky footsteps. Okay, I succeed thanks to my stress level.
Nice. Yeah, you step by step, you walk across this as you see the shadow of the creature move past the northern slatted blinds. Its shadow cascades across your face, and for a moment you feel like it's in the room, and you see it sort of stop at the window and look away from you, away from the window. You see its back. It almost looks like it had wings long since severed. Bones protrude from the back. 4 of them each gives it this almost evil feeling. I mean, it's so organic in its construction. Just like the walls, it really echoes that. And your foot sort of stops right over a metal bin on its side, and you sort of put it over and continue walking towards the base of the stairs. The stairs are riddled with just as much refuse, tin cans, and things like that. But I'll carry over that roll because it was on your panic die.
Thank you.
And you make it up to sort of the second deck as you sort of peek over the side and see a similar look.
Anything look like I could use it as a weapon in a pinch?
It's so dark you would have to investigate sort of corners. You're sort of just doing a general observation right now. Mm-hmm. If you want to walk over to a certain area, we absolutely can do that. But on the second floor, you see more desks on the left against the cavern wall, which would be sort of where this building is set against. You see a line of cabinetry, a sink, a kitchenette. 2 more doors mirror the ones on the first floor, facing this sort of north and east, with windows on either side of them that are facing out. It seems though on this deck there is a catwalk that looks like it is on the east door. So you came in through the east door on the lower side, you went up a set of stairs, and through the east door on the second floor, it looks like there's a catwalk.
Back out towards the cavern.
Back into the cavern, yes.
Oh, man. I just pause for a moment to listen, my heart beating in my ears. Do I hear the creature follow me into this room?
I mean, give me an observation roll, I guess.
Because it would either be dragging that door open the way that I did,
mm-hmm.
or busting through the window.
Or it knows another way in.
Or there are more of them. Can I hear if I'm being pursued?
Yeah, give me a listen.
I fail.
Yeah, no, you can't hear anything. You listen for a moment. And again, you sort of hear in the far, far distance that metallic groan that you first heard, but it's much, much more faint now.
What is that sound?
Nothing that you recognize, just sort of general machinery, maybe.
Okay. I'm not interested in really delving through these records, any cabinets or anything. I don't care. It's too dangerous to hang out here and do anything. There's no light to read by anyway. So maybe I will briefly glance over at the kitchenette.
Sure.
And then make my way to the catwalk.
Yeah, you study the cabinet in the darkness. You don't see anything too remarkable. Is there anything specifically you're looking for?
I don't know, like submachine gun.
I'll say there'd be a knife if you'd like.
Oh yeah, give me that knife. That's
Sure.
aces.
Sure, give me a knife.
Good. I'm gonna live forever. Okay, so I go over to the kitchenette. The dull gleam of a knife blade calls to me. I pick it up, almost not even thinking about it. Like, okay, good. I've got something. I slide it into my pocket.
Perfect. Yeah.
Pocket knife. The catwalk. Is it kind of the like standard movie construction where it's, all glassed in, or
No.
Okay, good.
It's like a graded catwalk.
Good. So open to the
Oh yeah. Open to the elements.
Even better.
Yeah. It's like
I was imagining something like shattering through the glass at me, but
no,
this is
much worse.
good. I can only imagine the sounds my feet will make echoing on that catwalk.
So
I take off my shoes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'd say that gives you like a bonus die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take off my shoes.
It's not going to make you not have to roll, but it's definitely
No,
going to aid you.
And then I start my way across the catwalk in the darkness.
Okay. So you move to the other side of the room. We'll say easily. You spend enough time in here to sort of let your eyes adjust. And as you make your way to that catwalk, you hear below you the door sort of shifting open.
Ooh. Scary.
But I'm going to give you the opportunity to use that to open the door up here as well.
Yeah, I'm going to use that to hopefully mask that sound.
It does open much easier, this one. Obviously, the way of the building hasn't been kind to the lower floors, but it opens pretty easily, and you step out on the catwalk. Do your little turn on the catwalk. And you're once again bathed in the starlight. You see this catwalk sort of extends to the southern side of the cavern wall and sort of does a zigzag pattern back to what looks to be maybe the top of the cavern.
Oh, I want to do that.
Yeah. So you exit out to the catwalk and begin ascending the stairs to that direction, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Step by step, you begin making your way up. And as you do, you look back down towards the large open cavern you just left. Your eyes now fully adjusted to the starlight. You see what looks to be sort of a mining operation. There's large trucks, buildings, outposts, things that would indicate large machinery moving in and out of these areas. And you turn back up towards the catwalk, and as you make your way up to maybe the second flight of stairs, you see that the actual catwalk has fallen, and there is only a ladder going up the remaining way.
Oof. Okay, ladder time. I put my hands on either side of the iron handrails and ascend.
Perfect. Rung by rung, you climb the ladder. Give me a roll for. You're not wearing your shoes, right?
That's right.
Give me a survivor roll.
Simian-like.
Yeah.
My toes grasp each rung unerringly. Survival?
Yeah.
Do I get a bonus die because of my cool
No,
shoe
because you're not. This
maneuver?
isn't for quiet. This is for something else.
I succeed.
Yeah. And rung over rung you climb. And as you do, you sort of feel this viscous mucus on some of the rungs. But it doesn't seem to fail your grasp or anything like that. And as you reach the top, you put your hands sort of over the sides of the cavern, and you see, again, another few outcroppings of buildings. You see a large tower with an extended crane hanging over towards the empty cavern that you just left, or the empty hole in the earth that you just left. And there are maybe 3 or 4 outcrop buildings here, again, vehicles, things of that nature. Give me an observation roll.
Okay. I like the sound of multiple vehicles. Maybe there's a chance one of them could be used by me to drive as far as I can away from this place and start a new life somewhere else. I succeed, and then I also panic.
So let's do the panic.
It's panic time.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm
dun.
still okay.
Good.
Keeping it under control.
So it's only
Doing my-
panicking more when you do a 6, right?
Yes,
Perfect.
I'm doing my breathing exercises. And then every time something else happens that causes my stress level to go up, the more that my panic roll has a chance of actually influencing me negatively.
Perfect. So what do you do?
So I'm looking out over this. You said I look over the edge of the cavern and I see more buildings, some more vehicles.
Yeah, so you've climbed up to this, and now you're sort of on the surface level. You see 3 buildings, you see a large truck, you see a large, massive crane extended over the...
So the cavern that I was in was subterranean.
Exactly.
And now I'm looking out on the surface of this planet.
Bingo.
Do I see my ship?
No.
Okay. I was dragged here by these creatures somehow. Man, how long was I out for? Okay, back to the matter at hand. Does there appear to be any other signs of life besides me and this creature?
I mean, right now, you can't really tell. It's just darkness. You see like a vacant construction lot.
Okay. I'm going to try to be stealthy.
Okay.
Keep to the shadows. Get whatever cover that I can use and make my way towards a likely looking vehicle. See if the keys are in the ignition. I'm not super proficient in heavy machinery, but we'll see what I can do.
Do you put your boots back on, or are you pretty...
I'm not walking on metal grate anymore.
No, it's just like earth.
Yeah, then I'm going to put those boots back on.
Perfect. So you get up, you throw your boots back on, and you start slinking across. It's sort of a wide open cut to the truck. So there's no real... So you go in speed or still stealth? You definitely can. I just want to make it clear. You can't... There's nothing really to hide in.
Oh, yeah. I'm still not full tilt running. I'm going to try to, make my presence not really known.
Perfect.
I feel like I've gotten far enough away from this creature that I want to still stay on the DL.
Great. Give me a survival roll.
Okay.
No advantage to boots, but much better.
Thanks.
Because boots are important.
I think boots are good.
Joe Toy got his, frost...
What?
What's it called? Frostbite?
Yeah, I know.
Trenchfoot. Success and a panic.
No panic.
Oh, success. You skim across the lot stealthily, and you arrive at this large sort of...
Loader.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. And you go to try the handle, and it doesn't seem to be open.
Fuck.
But there is a small building right next to it, like an office.
Okay, yeah. I'll make my way over to the office. Maybe there's some keys in there. Try the door.
Perfect. Yeah, the door is unlocked.
Okay, I make my way in silently, close the door behind me.
You begin searching, and there's a few desks in here, some,
Paraphernalia.
Yeah, what the heck's it called? The triple decker metal filing cabinet. I'm an idiot.
That's what it's called.
Some filing cabinets, some desks knocked over. This doesn't seem to have been attacked, but it definitely seems like people left here in a hurry.
Can I lock the door behind me? Is it just like a one room
Yeah, it's a single room with a large sort of bay window. But you can lock it, definitely.
A bay window?
Yeah, like not a bay window, but like a double wide window that you can look out to the construction lot from.
Sure. I'm picturing like a storage cube type. Do you know what I mean? They're like rectangular and made of corrugated metal, and then they get converted into like buildings on construction sites.
Yeah, that basically is exactly that. Off the ground a little bit, a few steps up. Yeah, except this one
like
has a
trailer
window
sized.
Yeah, this looks like a manager's office where he would sit down with people and question them and look out and make sure people are working and shit. There's like a water cooler in the corner.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Sparkling water?
No.
I pour myself a frosty beverage.
And you die. It's poison.
I want to look in all the drawers and in all of the files.
Perfect.
I look through the files.
Files? So you start looking through the drawers for keys, and after a few minutes, you see a set of keys.
I pocket them.
Perfect.
I'm going to keep looking. I want to look for anything that's going to assist me.
Sure. Is there anything specifically you're looking for?
Luna bars.
There's a Luna bar.
I eat it.
Yeah, you get a little bit of nourishment.
Is there anything that would give me some idea of like where I am? I know that I was headed for a mining settlement. Would this like office indicate to me that I've actually reached my destination, albeit 70 years too late?
Everything on the documentation reads AR Cradion, which you would recall is the company that owned the planet that you were shipping to.
Okay. So if not the planet that I was destined for, at least a planet with the same company.
Exactly.
Okay. And yet it's been taken over by these terrifying monsters. I need to get out of here and fast. I don't want to end up the way that Ellie did. God damn it. Ellie. Everyone from the whole ship died except for me, and I don't intend to go the same way. Okay, I look out the window discreetly to see if there's any movement in the
give me an
work
observation
site.
roll.
I succeed.
Perfect. You don't see any immediate movement around, no.
Okay. I'm going to open the door to the office and head back over to the loader, see if I can't match up a key with the door key.
You feel the chill of the night air as the starlight once again beams down upon you. You cross the empty lot towards the large truck, the thoughts of who's passed away and the weight of their deaths on you. The thought of what you've just crawled out from sort of sinks in as you rattle the keys through one by one, testing them until one does unlock the side of the door. With a tung-tung, it opens up.
I pull the door open and I slide into the driver's seat, running my hands over the controls, not familiar with them.
It seems roughly like there is an on-off. It's sort of a gear shifter. It seems like something you could work.
Okay, I can do this. I basically taught myself how to drive a car. I slide the keys into the ignition and start her up.
And the minute you start it up, the sound is almost deafening compared to the stillness that you have had. The lights fire on and reveal the two long strips of tire tracks that this road, well traveled, that this rig would have gone back and forth on. For a moment you take a soft breath, and then you see it. The alien. It creeps into the light before you and begins running towards the truck.
I put it into gear. I want to ram this thing.
Yeah, you do. You slam on the gas.
Fuck you!
You throw it into drive and you barrel down on the creature. Give me a piloting, I guess.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I have a 1 in piloting.
Yeah.
Combined with my agility attribute gives me a 4, so that at least gives me some chance. No,
you drive at this thing. And
I think I can push a roll, though.
If you want to, go for it.
I kind of want to. How
Let's
does that
do it.
work? Do we
You
remember?
roll again, but you take a stress. I think you gain a level of stress.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing. I think that makes sense.
Pushing.
If you want to Google search the rule, you can.
No, I don't want to.
Then you take a level of stress if you
That
want to push
sounds
the roll.
fun. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to roll again and take a stress.
Okay. But you get to roll that stress as well.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ooh.
That's what did it, though, baby.
You did it. Yeah. You slam into this creature just before it
Die!
manages to jump. And for a moment, a success washes over you as blood splatters on the windshield and all over the front of the cab. And then you smell it. This scent of burning plastic. Its blood splashed all on the windshield begins to burn through it. Your vision is completely obscured. It starts dripping through. Its blood like acid.
What the hell?
Eats through the front of the engine as you can hear the engine begin to wane and chug. You continue trying to drive as it struggles for life under the weight of this carcass melting through the front of the vehicle. And as you do, you hear the feet of another creature land on top of the cab. It bounces up and down for a moment. You hear this hissing. And all at once, 2 claws turn over the front of the melted windshield, and a head of another creature leans in before you. Give me a agility roll.
Good thing I have.
Mobility.
Good thing that.
You took more stress.
Good thing I did. Mobility?
Yeah.
Succeed
Ooh.
and fail on my stress.
Nice. So you definitely succeed at this as it swipes at you, hissing. It scrapes the entire headrest of the cab driver's seat away from you as like bits of stuffing and particles fill the air.
Keep my cool.
You're totally cool though. As you continue driving
I want to pull my knife out of my pocket and try to stab at it as I like
Sure, give
slow to a stop
Give
in
me
my
a close
car.
combat. No, you're still going forward. You're still.
Yeah, I
doing
know,
well.
but it's like the engine's having problems.
Oh, for sure.
Close combat. I got a 3. No.
Yeah, you go to swipe at it, but it sort of leans back, and as it does, it opens its mouth, and a smaller mouth goes.
Too many mouths! Too many mouths!
Actually, I don't know if that's just the queen, but this one it is. And as you sort of turn
Galen
to look where you're
does.
looking, you see at the window there's another one attached to the side of the cab. You see nothing as you're trying to drive this car. What do you do?
Fuck. I mean, I'm on a midnight train going anywhere. Is that a
To Georgia?
reference I mean, maybe I could get in a really terrifying accident with this car and kill myself while I kill them.
You're buckled in.
I could maybe turn the car into a bomb. I could get out and run away, and they could chase me and kill me. I could try to drive it into the pit and bail at the last second. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I pull a UE.
Give me a piloting.
Back around and floor it.
Give me a pilot.
Okay.
As like that, you can hear the engine sputtering and smoke billowing, and this creature is swiping at you through the front.
Okay, I succeed.
Yeah, and you turn it just as you can feel like the tires popping beneath it, but it's still carrying enough momentum, and you see the edge of the cavern as this creature is now on the side of it, breaking the glass with its head, and the one atop of you swipes again. Give me another mobility roll.
Okay. This mechanic, it feels a little clunky because the numbers keep changing all the time, but I do kind of like it. I fail Oh, no, I succeed.
Yes, you do. It swipes once again, and this time just scrapes the metal now that the headrest is gone, but it shatters the window next to you as the other one goes, and the like little mouth snaps out. Yeah, now the roll for all the money.
I open the door as I feel the front wheels kick off of the ledge, and I try.
That's too late. Don't do it then. Do it as you're getting closer.
I'm getting really close, and I open the door, and I see the edge approaching, and I try to roll out, and I say, "Sayonara, bitch!"
Give me a mobility roll. I'm going to give you a +1 because this is awesome.
Please, 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 please. I succeed and I stress.
Give me the stress roll first.
Okay, that's just a 4, so I'm still safe.
Sayonara, bitch, you say as you open the door. It swings wide and slams the creature against the side of the cab as you roll out onto the dirt ground and the vehicle goes flying down. The light of the explosion illuminates the cavern as you can feel the heat on your face. The two creatures scream, and as they do, you see a cave to the north and a cave to the south. Creatures begin escaping from it.
All right.
And you hear a hiss from behind you.
No.
And you turn around to see another creature standing before you, and then its head explodes before you. You tumble back onto the ground, and approaching from the darkness behind it, you see Cameron, the robot.
Cameron?
His face is distorted, long slashes along it. You see the white blood from his face sort of dripping down his stained uniform shirt, and almost as if a minute hasn't passed, he says, "Margot, I found you," and he reaches a hand out to help you up.
God, I'm so happy to see you. And I grab him.
"We need to go."
Yes, we do.
And he turns around and points to a vehicle just a little bit away that just arrived. It's still running. The lights are still on.
Run.
And the two of you run towards it. He gets in the driver's seat, and you slam on the gas just as you see all of the creatures begin ascending the side of the cavern wall.
Nope.
The two of you begin driving away as the creatures sort of fade in the distance. And after a few minutes of driving, it seems like maybe you've lost them.
Where did you come from? When did we crash?
I awoke on the crash a day ago or so, and I have been tracking you ever since.
Ellie's gone.
I noticed her vitals were no longer present. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thanks for coming to get me.
Of course.
Where are we going?
I don't know, but I did sense a large, and as he says that, two lights turn on in front of you, and he slams on the brakes. And standing before you, you see 13 people. They're holding guns. They're dressed in sort of mock military, haphazardly put
Got a
together.
militia.
But very haphazardly. A woman stands at front. She has short hair and tattoos up her neck. She carries sort of a large shotgun, and Cameron, very unafraid, steps out. She points her gun at him for a second, and he points his gun back.
He's got a gun?
Oh, yeah, so he killed that alien.
Oh, yeah.
He just thought it to death. And you see a moment of hesitation on this woman's face. And she looks towards you and looks towards him. "Out of the car, both of you."
I'm sorry, there's aliens. Yep, out of the car. Close the door behind me.
And she looks sort of behind you into the darkness and gestures for you to come forward. And says, "All right, come on, we're going to bring you home." And she motions for you to get into the back of sort of a transport vehicle along a few other surly looking army men type people. One guy with a shaved head, one sort of overweight guy with a big beard. And the engine starts up, and you turn around and begin heading off into the darkness.
I'm Margot.
And one guy sort of looks at you with a raised eyebrow and says, Eddie.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Same to you. And as you drive, dawn breaks. You see the light cresting over the hills in the distance. You drive towards a tower, massive. It strikes up well beyond the surface. And Cameron says, "That's a reactor." As you approach, large concrete doors, 10, 15, 20 feet thick, slide open and then shut behind as you enter. People with weapons and some people just busying themselves or standing around and working as you drive onto a center platform as it raises. And from your perspective, you hear someone get out of the front seat and walk around and open the flap, and it's the woman. She says, "No weapons here," and she hands out an arm to Cameron, who sort of hands it open. And she looks at you and says, "Welcome to Resurgence." And we're going to stop there for the mid-game post. Good job, baby.
Thanks. I killed a robot. I mean, an alien.
You killed an alien. A robot killed an alien, but you killed an alien too.
I killed lots of aliens.
That's the name of the game, Resurgence.
I had to blow my nose, sorry.
Why'd they tell them to leave the car in such an aggressive way? Why'd they tell them to leave the car in such an aggressive way?
Such a great question.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
You'll see. Don't look at me. Hello all. Welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. This is the mid-game post. This is where we stop the action. We jump to you, the community. We ask y'all a question. What should the question be?
How you doing?
Oh, you got a booger in your face, baby.
How you doing? What? No, it's a piece of fluff.
Okay, guys, it was a piece of fluff. It wasn't a booger.
Sorry, it's not a booger.
It was a bit of a booger.
I don't know what should the mid game question be.
Mid-game question?
It should be, who knows the most about alien stuff?
Besides Galen.
It's Galen. Who wins?
One I know, please, says Langdon. That's fair. By the way, great action first half.
Thank you.
Very impressed with that.
Same with you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Great job.
I'm not as in the alien mindset tonight as I was the first
neither.
time we did this. No, I just mean to say, like, last time it was really easy for me to, like, describe it.
Yeah.
Really tough to, like, how do you accurately describe an alien? Like, I know what they look like.
You
but,
did an amazing job. Are you kidding me?
I think I'm doing a bad job tonight. I think the vocabulary is escaping me.
It doesn't. That's honestly, I was like, oh, he's doing it like Call of Cthulhu, where he's describing it to the unknowing observer.
Yeah.
In a way that you're depicting in our minds what the alien is, without being like, oh, it's a carapace, blah blah blah.
Well, I'm trying to.
I mean?
I wish I didn't think I did a great job, but thank you anyway.
Well, you did. So shut up.
Okay, fair enough. Well, either way, great action. I kind of had it that there's like a few options if you fail, you know, that we could help you get out and creatures. But you were like kicking ass, and you had a great, like, I love that you took down 2 aliens with you in a fucking car. So dope. I'm really excited that because it's interesting, and I realized this while we were writing it, sort of so much of the aliens storyline is on the understanding that the main character knows what an alien is. Like Ripley, directed by Ridley Scott, Ripley understands that an alien comes out of your chest and has acid for blood and all that kind of stuff before the other 4 movies exist. Very rarely do you encounter a character that just doesn't understand the aliens before encountering them. So I realized going into this game, I was like, oh, wait, we have to teach your character the entirety of what an alien is before we actually get to the story. So not only that's why the chest burster scene's there. But not only that, is great that you hit one with your car, because that's the best way to do the acid blood thing. I was really worried that you were going to stab one up close, which you did do after anyway, and just get burned to death with the acid, because I was like, how do you fucking get out of that? So it worked really well that you hit it. And actually you missed it the first time, and then you tried.
Gotta push that roll, babe.
Yeah, Colin, she got 2. She killed one with her car, and then 2 got on her car, and she drove that car over the fucking edge of the cliff, and then awakened all the other aliens. So,
Like a good protagonist would do.
Like the best protagonist would do. Mid-game post. Langdon wants to know a question that he could have the answer for.
Who is Langdon's favorite fictional character?
Ever?
Yeah.
How about what's Langdon's middle name?
Oh. No one will know that except for Langdon.
Isn't that the point?
No, we need to...
How does Langdon win mid-game post?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like recipe. I want to know about a good recipe. I want a mid-game post question to revolve around something that you and I can make for dinner. Something that I can make for you for dinner for Sunday night.
You're cute. What is the best... We've already done the best pork chop recipe. We've already done the best prime rib.
I just want people to tell me what their best Sunday night dinner is, and then I'll just make one of those things.
Deal.
Yay! XP spending.
Yeah, someone wants
Adam
to spend
Frey. XP for Joe if she needs it in Alien tonight. Thank you, Adam. I will probably take you up on that.
Scrambled eggs and bacon is not a correct answer.
That's not
I don't want
Sunday night dinner, Jeff. And Harlan's not really an egg guy anyway. He kind of likes it okay, but not a lot.
Only a mini.
Lamb roast. Harlan is into it. I am not a lamb person.
I would love it
because they're babies.
Yeah.
So that is off the menu. Sorry.
There's no ethical lamb.
I don't eat baby animals usually. So.
Mom's lasagna. Who is that?
Oh dang.
That's not his actual mom's lasagna, is it?
Good luck. Oh, it's really cute though.
But that's not actually yours, is it? C4 Dragon. Is that actually your family recipe? Ooh, chicken mole is good.
Mom guarantees that right now is the best time to clean up. She also says that you should fill up the large boiler with hot soapy water and wash everything from that. Good luck.
Oh.
It's really cute, actually.
Yeah, but it's not a real... I thought it was... If it was their family recipe, I'd be like, let's do it. But it's just... It looks like a Google.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm asking. C4 Dragon. Is this your real thing? It is?
Yeah.
I would make
it.
It
Looks like it.
I would have this.
I love that there are pictures of the pans that you need.
3 pounds of ground chuck. 1-inch water brown. Drain, rinse, remove grease. Yeah, that's good.
I love making homemade lasagna. I've legitimately never made one with meat or like real cheese.
And I don't love lasagna, but I've never had it either. So I would love you to make lasagna. Let me just see if there's anything in this that makes me go, ugh. No, I mean, it sounds good so far.
Well, let's read the rest of them. Colin says macaroni with tomato soup. That sounds decent. Zia, it's my heritage, so I got it. You know what? You do you, Zia. I'm sure it's delicious. I just don't want to eat a baby.
I don't know what American cheese is.
Oh, that's like processed craft singles.
I think... Personally,
what?
Other than swap out American cheese with real cheese, obviously, because that's just not going to fly. But beyond that, I think you should make Mama's lasagna. That sounds really cute. I mean, it sounds good. It's tomatoes and meat and pasta and cheese. I mean,
where is the American cheese come in?
It says, I don't know, somewhere. It says layer American cheese.
Well, to be honest, that title should come a bit later, but for now, prepared cheddar.
Prepared cheddar and American cheese. When noodles are done, drain, rinse them with cold water so you don't burn the shit out of your hands.
Mom quote.
I think you should do it and then take a picture.
The next layer is cheddar, then 2 layers of noodles staggered in columns and rows. Like
next, another sauce layer.
Excel
after that American cheese layer, which we're not going to do.
No, we're going to do a ricotta and spinach layer.
That sounds good. I'm down with that.
An egg. Then
egg?
2 more noodle.
Egg?
Yeah, you mix egg, ricotta, and spinach all together.
I'm down with that.
Cover in saran wrap and tinfoil bake on 400 to 450 till cheese. Fuck yeah. You know what? We're doing this lasagna. We're doing a lasagna.
I think you should.
We're doing mostly C4 Dragon's mom's lasagna.
Good, because I am down with C4 Dragon's lasagna, plus that layer of ricotta and spinach. That sounds good to me. But nothing else. No mushrooms or anything like that.
No, we're not doing any fancy shit.
Good.
Also, we're gonna be eating dinner at like 7:30 p.m.
Why?
Because I'm gonna get home at like 4, and then I'm gonna start making lasagna from scratch.
Hello. Best thing about lasagna is you can make it Saturday night.
Ooh.
Heat it up.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of a lasagna.
Yeah. What else do we have? Chicken paprika.
I wrote it when I was a kid.
spätzle.
Oh my god, C4 Dragon. Yo, we gotta do C4 Dragon. That's so cute.
It's very cute. Yeah, I love it.
Let's do it. C4 Dragon.
You get XP.
You get XP for giving us a recipe.
Tandoor chicken with basmati rice and mango lanai.
That sounds good.
Coffee with samosa appetizer. That sounds dope, Langdon. Beef orange stir fry is nice. Sounds delish.
That sounds good too.
Burrito lasagna from John Regan.
That sounds interesting.
It sounds good, man. It sounds
Ooh,
like enchiladas.
listen to this. Chicken paprika and spätzle.
Your girl loves spätzle.
I know you love spätzle. Tandoori chicken with basmati rice. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
The little noodly boys.
Spätzle.
Spätzle. We had some dope spätzle in Germany.
Yeah, we did. Cute. All right, let's do it.
That's that. Wait, let me get this back. Time
Ready to
for
do this? Ladies and gentlemen, we return to Alien Resurgence.
Welcome to what? What did they say?
Resurgence.
Welcome to Resurgence?
Yeah, it's the name of the place.
Oh.
You see corridors, people smiling, happy, safe, moving about. A man puts up a hand. No weapons here. And Cameron sort of gestures to the woman that already took his gun and says, "We already heard." And he waves you through. You begin walking forward and exit into a room of large, like huge crop plantations. People walking up and down on these white tiled floors, but with large vats of, dirt and manure mixed in together with stalks of corn and potatoes growing, people going to and fro. Everyone is dressed in a very humble, down-to-earth way. And the woman continues leading you.
This is amazing. How long have you been situated here?
Up for as long as I've been alive.
You were born here.
Yeah, most of us were. In fact, almost everybody. Everyone but Icarus.
What's Icarus?
Well, Icarus is our father. And the sort of men behind begin sort of fading away and nod. And this woman continues leading you and sort of stops near a small alcove in the hallway. A few people pass. She says, "My name is Eva. What's your name?"
Margot.
Margot, and yours? Cameron. Nice to meet you. Well, this is Resurgence. We are a convent. I understand why you're here or where you came from. But for now, until you speak with Icarus, I kindly request that you don't talk to anyone. Keep your mouth shut. You understand?
No. Why?
Because there are things, important things with these people that you need to know. Just follow me. She continues moving down the hall, and as you turn out from the alcove, you bump into a young girl carrying a lantern. Oh, sorry.
Oh. No. My apologies.
She looks you up and down and sort of stares at you in awe for a second. She's got blonde hair and sort of tied in long pigtail braids on either side of her head. And she sort of looks at you curiously, and Eva sort of waves her, Go, Etta, go. And she continues leading you down a tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, there's these large ornate doors, and you open them up, and you see, while walking by, you saw maybe 3, 4 people doing hard work, keeping their head down. You see and hear the vast majority of the people that must live here. 60 people stand on either side of the aisle, past these ornate doors, and it looks like what must have once been the control room for the reactor is now stripped barren. It has large windows at the front that are facing the rising sun, and a old man, stands at the front wearing long, faded white garments. Light that shines upon us we do, let us pray, and give thanks for resurgence, and its reach from the darkness below. Amen. And everyone, those, some crying, some wailing, all wearing similar sort of vestments, the same people you saw working in the fields, all sort of pray and amen, some raising their hands, some clapping, and slowly they begin filing away as Eva leads you through them. Some people head up to the front, kissing the old man's rings, and as his eyes meet yours, he sort of nods. He locks eyes with Eva for a second, raises an eyebrow, which you have a tough time reading on. Actually, why don't you tell me if you couldn't read it? It would be a wit roll. Observation.
Observation.
I'm
going to argue that I have reduced my stress level by 1.
Why?
Because I was able to spend a solid, 10 minutes in the car in relative safety with these people.
Does this place make you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Then yes.
I'm gonna keep 1, I guess. Reduce it by 1 to 1 dice. That's a failure.
I thought there's a 6. 6, 5, 4, 4, 1, 5, 5.
That's a success.
I was going to say. Yeah, you get the sense of anger from this man as he looks at Eva as you approach. And she sort of nods deeply and says, Father Icarus, we found them wandering. And he sort of smiles at her and smiles at you. Yes, of course. Come, let us speak in my chambers. And he sort of gestures for you to follow him into a small room. And hopefully you do. Cameron does without question.
Yeah, of course.
He's just sort of like what he does. And you enter a small room. He sits behind a desk. Eva shuts the door behind you, and it's just the 3 of you in here. Welcome. I'm sure you must be a little bit confused as to what we do here.
Yeah, sure.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about how we exist. 70 years ago, when I was just a boy, something crashed on this planet. It nearly wiped us all out, but we were able to survive. My father, Edmer, found a way to exist. Generation over generation, we've moved on to the point where very few know why we are truly here, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Why are you truly here?
To start again, start anew, as you can see. You pass the people, working away, creating our own society. They're simple people.
Yes, I can see. It looks like a lovely little civilization, considering it is being menaced by a terrible alien threat.
Well, we don't see it that way.
Are you not worried? The things that we just fought almost killed us.
No, we have a way to keep them at bay. And
what's that?
Pheromones. We use pheromones to keep them at bay. They don't attack our people. And besides, we're safe in this tower. We have a number of ways to keep them happy and keep us happy.
That sounds great. I'm not sure if you are aware, but my ship crash landed here yesterday.
I assumed something of that sort. Eva did say that she recognized something in the distance, and I guess this is how she stumbled upon you.
Yes. I'll need to make a full report.
It's going to be a bit of an issue. These people, as I said, they are simple. And they are simple that way because they're not aware of the world outside. See, 70 years ago when this thing crashed, we were wiped off any maps. A message was sent by Edmar, our original founder, that it was a violent plague that wiped everyone out, and that anyone arriving would die instantly. At the time, it was a ludicrous thought, an accusation, and he suffered for it. But now there is nary a person here that has ever seen the true world. People are born here. They don't know of anything outside. The very thought of you crash landing on this planet would send them into a state of misunderstanding. No, all they know is the world where the creatures below govern us, and we govern them to an extent.
And so what are you going to tell them?
Nothing. No one knows that you've arrived here. We're going to send you on your way, and that'll be it.
Okay. How do you propose to do that?
I have a ship. It's an off-site building. I've kept it for emergencies, and we'll take you there tomorrow morning.
You have a ship?
Yes.
In an off-site building, and you're willing to let a stranger take it from you?
Yes.
To preserve this way of life?
Exactly.
Father Icarus?
Yes.
I hope I don't come across as ungrateful, but I've just recently learned that everyone that I know is dead. Everyone that I've ever loved. And it's been very difficult to come to terms with because I've been very busy fighting for my life. Do you have any place where Cameron and I can unpack a little bit?
Of course. We will provide you room and board for tonight. And as I said, tomorrow morning you're free to leave. There's nothing we want out of you other than to please not say anyone about the world you come from and the world you return to.
That's totally doable. Honestly, you're being very kind by allowing us here.
Then we have an understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all then?
Yes, for now.
Wonderful.
If I need to contact you,
you're welcome to speak with me at any time.
All right.
And he sort of gestures to the door, and as you go to open it, you open it and see a middle-aged woman there, tears on her face. And before you can even say anything, Father X is like, Edna, yes, come in. And she starts crying. He says, yes. Good. Eva will show you to your quarters for the night. They're already ready. And he waves her in, and she sort of looks at you longingly, and he steps behind you and sort of ushers you at the door and shuts it. And you're standing in sort of the large open hall area.
Is Eva there?
No, right now it's sort of empty.
I turn to Cameron. Interesting folk.
Yes, something seems odd about him.
Yes. Maybe we'll be able to talk a little bit later when we're not, where is Eva? Do you know?
No, I can look for her. And as you're standing on the side of the door, you can hear this woman sort of mumbling to him. You hear her sort of wailing, but you can't make out what she's saying.
Can I eavesdrop? Is there anyone around?
Of course you can. This is a role-playing game. You can do anything. You could have said whatever you wanted to him.
What is this?
An RPG.
Is there anyone around that I'm in danger of being observed by?
Not at the moment.
All right.
But I mean, you can always take precautions. You have a player with you.
I have, yeah. I'm just looking at the chat for a second.
What they saying?
Langdon is saying that they're going to sacrifice me to...
It's a pile of horsey biscuits. What is that? It's like the softest way I've ever heard someone say shit. Horsey biscuits.
I really like that. Jeff thinks Cameron's directive is to kill the colonists.
He is an alien. I mean, he's a robot.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean all robots are bad. Robo boys. Okay, so what?
The ship that he's giving you is like sabotaged, and then Mighty Eric says it has a cat pee smell that they can't get rid of. You're like, no!
This crash landed onto an even worse
planet.
Than
hell.
Take me back to the aliens. Yeah. Yeah, I like lean real casual against the door.
Sure, give me an observation roll.
This is a failure.
Yeah, you just can't. You just hear her wailing.
All right, fuck it.
And as you do, Eva walks back into the room and very sternly sort of gestures you to come over. And she leads you down a hallway to a set of doors. Mm-hmm. And they're sort of in an area that seemed to be house after house after house, or room after room after room. Everything is sort of faded white, but it seems very stale, artificial in a way. Mm-hmm. And she opens the door and motions you in. There are 2 made beds.
Yeah, I sit down on one.
Yeah, and there's like a fresh change of clothes folded on top of each.
Hell yeah. You know, like, I love those clean clothes.
Make yourself at home, and then leaves. Before she does, and stops and says, and please respect what Father Icarus asked you.
Of course.
Please don't say anything to anybody.
I won't. Sheesh.
She turns and walks away.
Bye.
And Cameron's like, I can understand their fear of spreading this information. I couldn't imagine what it would be like back on Earth before flight technology in space, if someone were to crash land and tell, especially a relatively uncivilized colony like this, about what had happened. It would cause some sort of dissension, perhaps break down some of the tales that Father Icarus had told.
It seems like he's just trying to control these people.
Is that our place?
Maybe not. It doesn't seem like anyone is in trouble here, and if they truly have a way of coexisting with this alien threat, then I don't think it is our place to try to mess with that. What do you think? Should we just stay here and, take him up on his offer of a ship tomorrow?
We crash landed on the ship, on this planet. You woke up in the bellies of the aliens' tunnels. Father Icarus said that he knew that the ship had crashed.
Yeah, he said that Eva told him.
It seems unlikely that they would wait an entire day to see if something had happened. Perhaps we could convince them to let us go to the wreckage or go ourselves.
Do you know where it is?
Yes.
Why do you want to go back to the wreckage?
Perhaps it would reveal something about them.
About these people?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
If we don't want to disturb these people's way of life, then why are we investigating?
That's a good point. And he sort of stands up and moves towards the door. I'll go look around. Are you planning on taking a rest?
Yeah, I'm exhausted, and this place feels safe. How are you going to explain your existence? I was under the impression that we were supposed to sort of stay put.
I don't think anyone would recognize me as an android. And he looks like 99% human. He's got like a cut on his forehead. But you said his
face is all
he's got a cut
up
on his forehead, but I figured by now he's taped it up a little bit.
It's like a stapler.
Yeah.
Okay, he looks humanoid enough to pass. And how many people live here though? You said
there's 60 or 70.
So they're going to recognize a stranger immediately.
You don't think I should go anywhere?
I feel like if we want to stay out of Father Icarus's bad books and we want to secure ourselves that plane that he's offering us, the ship,
bit of both.
Space plane.
I'd fly that.
That we should stay out of everyone's way. Now I am interested in taking a look at that ship to see if it really is as space worthy as he says it is.
I'm not as confident in Father Icarus as you are. It seems odd that he would allow us to crash land on his planet and then give us a ship to leave.
What do you think is happening here?
I don't know, but staying here isn't going to help me find out.
All right. Well, I would like to take a 1-hour nap.
I think you should. I'll let you know if I find anything.
All right.
And he leaves, and the door shuts.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nap time.
And how much do you love nap time, really?
It's my favorite.
It's like your favorite thing ever. So yeah, you fall asleep.
Bliss.
Blissful sleep. Totally not nightmare inducing. Give me a panic roll.
What?
Just a panic roll.
I'm reducing my panic.
I want a panic roll.
Fine. I'm fine. I'm better than
Perfect.
fine.
Now you reduce your panic.
Good. But I do wake up.
Not yet.
Oh.
In your slumber, you have another dream. It's a dream about your mother, except you're from the perspective of seeing her give birth to you for some reason. It's like a third party perspective, a camera floating around your birth, a scene that you never would have seen or known about. And in the birth, she gives birth to the creature that left Ellie's chest. And you wake up with sweat drenching your forehead. And a pain in your stomach that makes you feel for a moment as if something hatched inside you. And then you notice the vent on the wall is on the ground.
Weird. Blearily sit up and look around the room.
For the most part, it seems like the room is normal. The grate lands or sitting face down on the ground, as if pushed from the inside out. It's relatively small. Give me an observation roll.
Success.
Yeah, you sort of rub your eyes and look at the floor and see the long sort of viscous line of something moving across the floor. A trail left by something in the room with you.
Ugh. I very slowly pull the bedspread of the bed
Yeah.
into my arms.
Okay.
I'm gonna use it as a net.
Okay. Was that your move?
Yeah, that's my move. I grab this bedspread
And
I
you pull it
gather
towards you.
into my arms.
Yeah, give me a mobility roll.
Okay. Success.
Yeah, suddenly from the dimmest corner of this room, you see a face hugger, which is this creature that you have fought in the bellies of the tunnels before, leap across the room, and its long, spindly tail sort of brushes your cheek as it misses you, and you dodge it away, and it lands on the wall behind you and falls down underneath the bed where your feet are perched over. No. You fucking
I don't
know.
want it to.
Guys, Joe doesn't want it to.
I leap off of the bed
Okay.
in a great leap,
Yeah.
and I open the door.
You go to open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's locked.
No.
Yeah.
I scream
Okay.
as loud as I can.
Yeah, you scream as loud as you can. Give me a mobility roll.
But I still have my blanket.
You definitely still have your blanket.
I succeed.
Yeah, so you see it skitter across beneath you. Just
I throw the blanket on it.
Okay, so it's running from one bed to the other, and as you do, you're going to throw your blanket on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I entrap it.
Let's do it. Blanket. Give me a close combat strength roll.
Okay. I will. I'm going to succeed. Oh.
Yeah. You throw the blanket on top of it as you can like feel it. The strength of this tiny creature is insane as you can feel it fighting around you. Its tail sort of is whipping out from inside the blanket. It's going to try to force its way out. So give me just a strength up and down roll.
That's the same as my close combat.
Oh, well.
I succeed.
Nice. So yeah, you keep it tight, and you even like tighten the end of the blanket, and you have this. Yeah, so you have this like sack of this thing,
and I just start bludgeoning it against the wall.
Nice. You just start like hammering it and hammering it and hammering it, and eventually you smell the burning cloth as the acid starts like dripping out of it and flicking around the room. Small spindly pieces of acid are sort of like spraying across the wall. Yeah, I mean, it's stopped moving a little bit.
Good. I'm pretty pissed off, obviously. Looks like someone locked me in the room and then set this thing loose on me. Is there any way that I can think of that I would be able to, like, pick this lock?
I mean, I can think of one right now.
With the acid? I pour some acid on the door.
I mean, it'd be really tough, but you could absolutely do that. I mean, it burns through things, right? Burn through the fucking lock. Just like rub it on the door. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have a nice handle.
I've got like a little not a toothbrush. I've got like a paintbrush.
Yeah. Blot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like blot some of the acid on the door. And after a few minutes of like blotting,
it smells great in here.
Yeah, you see the mechanism sort of break, and you drop the thing to the floor, and the door is unlocked.
Mm-hmm. All right. I look outside.
Yeah, you see the hallway left and right. You don't see any people.
And I don't see Cameron.
No.
Okay. This is fine. I confidently walk out into the fields.
Okay. Yeah, you start heading down towards the fields.
Just, making as if I'm out for a stroll.
Yeah. And you see people working in them?
Just gonna walk it off. Pretty pissed off. But I'm looking for Eva. If I see her, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see her yet.
Do I see that girl from before with the braids?
The little girl? Yeah, sure. Do you remember, if you remember her name?
No.
No, you see her. Sure, you see her.
If I remember her name.
Well, I mean, like, if you don't remember her name.
Something that starts with an E also.
Then there you go. I don't know. It's always like this kind of thing. I like to have real world sort of things. Like, would you remember what this girl looks like if you remember her name type thing? You know what I mean?
It's like Yvette or something.
It's Etta. Yeah.
Etta.
But that's fair. You remember it? Yeah, I'll give it to you. So yeah, you do see her. She's like picking potatoes and putting them in a bag.
I go, oh, Etta.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Have you seen Eva?
Oh, no.
I'm looking for her.
Oh, Briar's around?
Yeah, he'll do.
Okay, he's in his lab. And she like points to like the hallway that is opposite, like to the east of this room.
Oh, thanks. And I go walk towards Briar's lab.
Yeah, and you open this like double door, and you see this man who looks strikingly similar to Eva, educated guess, family member, and he's got his like lab coat on, and you see him with a, what do you call this thing? Pipette. Yeah, pipette, and he's like sort of going between different test tubes with different amounts of soil in them, and he looks up towards you and says, "Hello, hi."
Hi, have you seen Eva?
No, I think she's maybe with Icarus. I don't know. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm just curious if she's been by here in the past hour or so.
No.
No.
Sorry, who are you? I don't recognize you.
Oh, I'm one of Icarus's friends.
And he sort of puts down the pipette and he's really interested. He walks around the table. He says, "No, you're not. Who are you?"
What do you mean, no, I'm not?
I know Icarus's friends. And he walks behind you and like shuts the door and like punches in a thing. Beep, boop, boop, and like a light above it goes red. Like locks it.
Oh, I hate that.
And he looks around the room. Obviously, it's just him in the room. He turns towards you and says, "Who are you really?"
I'm an alien.
Are you saying this tongue in cheek?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you actually say to him?
No, I say that to him tongue in cheek.
Oh. So you're just trying to be meta funny? And what do you mean you're an alien?
I'm not from around here.
Did you crash land on this planet?
Maybe, maybe not. What's it to you?
I knew something was wrong. Listen, you have to get out of here. Things are not what they seem. These people, they...
Try to kill people with agents of bioterror?
What? What are you talking about?
I just killed a face hugger in my room that was clearly set out to kill me. Obviously, I'm not wanted around here. I don't care who did it. I just want to get the fuck out of here and maybe get a little bit of revenge.
These people are not what you think they are.
What are you keep saying that?
All of them. Those things on this planet, they don't just... They worship them. They think they are gods. And the fact that they need us to exist, it's a gift to them. Icarus, Listen, I've tried to convince Eva 100 times, but you landing here is a sign something is wrong here.
Yes. That's very wrong.
Every month, these people, they get together and some of them even volunteer to be a part of it. He claims to have these things under control, but he doesn't. It's just for the past 50 years, they've had the queen chained up. They attack her every time they want her minions to retreat. They're like a swarm, like an ant swarm. They follow the queen's orders. And she's tied up beneath the tower at the base of it.
How do you know?
Because I helped put her there.
Why?
Because I thought at a time that it was the right thing to do, and then Icarus decided that my parents were deserving of having something implanted in them. And I seriously reconsidered where my priorities lied.
That's fair. I think I would feel the same way. Briar, you've got to help me.
How?
We got to kill her together.
Okay.
You're a man of science, as am I. Maybe we can come up with something smart together.
Well, I mean, she's already attached to a sort of a device.
What kind of device?
Something that Father Icarus controls. It sends an electrical shock to her whenever he wants to pull back his minions. They're all somehow connected. Pheromones is bullshit. All it means is that whenever we send out a party to scout for any sort of resources, he just zaps them.
Do you think we can overload that thing?
Yeah, if we want to kill her. But if we kill her, they'll just attack. They'll kill everybody. It's the only thing keeping this colony safe.
Any other bright ideas?
Well, I don't know. On one hand, maybe this colony isn't worth saving. These people.
Kind of what I was thinking, but I mean, there must be some innocence.
And you think back to the young pigtailed girl in the hallway a few seconds ago. Yeah, they're innocent people that don't know any better, people that were raised in this doctrine.
Does Icarus really have a ship?
I don't know. He said he has once before, but he could be just saying that.
You never seen it?
No.
Really? He must have some kind of mechanic maintaining it if he never takes it out for a spin.
I don't think he has any intention of leaving this place.
Well, I do. Do you want to come with me?
Sure. Yeah. Look, my sister, Eva, she's not bad. She's just like the rest of them. She's convinced that these things are gods. She's convinced that this is the right way to do them. But if I can talk to her, if I can show her that you aren't part of this place, maybe we can...
Where does she think I came from? She's the one who picked me up.
What do you mean?
She went out to salvage the wreckage.
Well, maybe it's too late for her then. I need to check something.
What?
Her office. I need to find out if that's true. All of our computers monitor those conversations. If she did speak to Father Icarus, then it would be there. Give me a minute. And he opens the door. A green light above the door opens it with a... And he heads out. Do you follow him or just let him do his thing?
I want to trust him, but I don't know if I do. Actually, I'd like some time alone in the lab.
Sure. It's like a botanist lab. You do you.
I mean, there's got to be something that I can rig up.
Sure. I mean, it's definitely like a fertilizer. It's for the recreation and growth of the food. But is there anything you're thinking of?
Well, you said fertilizer. I think bomb.
Yeah, but like, well, I mean, yeah, you could.
I mean, I'm a medical officer. I'm not gonna know how to make a fucking nuclear warhead.
Yeah, that's true.
Nuke it from space, guys. That's all I care about.
That is the aliens.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I wait around. I make myself a cup of wheatgrass juice.
Yeah, and he comes back and says, "Yeah, no, she's too far gone." All right. So you want to kill this queen?
I mean, you think it's just going to cause them to go crazy and overrun this whole civilization?
Look, Icarus says he has a ship. Maybe the first idea is to make sure that's true.
So let's go find it.
Well, or, again, he might keep it on his terminal. There might be a way to find out. I can hack his terminal, but it has to be in his office.
Have you seen Cameron at all?
Well, who's Cameron?
Someone I came in with. An android.
An android?
Yeah.
There was a disassembled android in Eva's office.
Disassembled?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, I could probably put him back together, but...
Yeah, we need him.
Oh. Okay, well then here. And he, writes down on a piece of paper. I would guess one of these three names are Icarus's password. If you think you can get onto his terminal and confirm the existence of a ship, that'll get us one step closer to leaving this place.
All right. Where is Icarus's terminal?
In his office.
Where he always is.
Good luck. You can always cause a distraction. And he ducks out and heads back towards Eva's office. So you're alone. You're in this botanist's lab. You have a password for a terminal. You know where Icarus's terminal is. And you want to find out if there's a ship.
Mm-hmm. And I can't just go and look for a ship?
I mean, you could, but where are you going to go? He said he's going to lead you to it.
He said there's an outbuilding where the ship is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's going to be less dangerous than trying to cause a distraction so that the head honcho of this organization will leave his office long enough for me to hack into his computer and find out if there's a ship.
That's true. But what are they? I mean, we can spitball some ideas if you want. I'm happy to think about this
For the
movie.
distraction?
Yeah. I mean, crops are awfully important to them.
They are awfully important.
You just talked about making a bomb. Maybe you should burn some crops or something.
Do some Untitled Goose Game shit.
I mean...
Turn on the sprinkler, run away.
I mean, really, these people just tried to kill you. Supposedly.
Supposedly.
So you do you, man. I mean, you got to get in his office. Honestly, you could just go find a fucking gun and kick down his door, too. Like, this is whatever. You do whatever you want.
No guns.
Well, they took your gun. Doesn't mean it's inaccessible. And doesn't mean that, like, Eva's office doesn't have guns or other places.
Mm-hmm.
You saw her with a gun. Gotta get creative.
I know.
Creative
I'm having
time.
a really hard time with being creative.
I know, but creative time.
Creative time. Creative time. Creative time. I'm going to cause a chemical spill.
Nice.
That's the best and easiest way to do a
Pour it on that little
distraction.
girl.
Yeah, I'll set the little girl on fire. That'll be distracting.
You also got the corpse of an alien. I don't know what that means, but you got that. Okay, chemical fire or chemical spill.
Chemical spill.
Let's do it. What chemical are you looking for?
There's going to be a lot of different chemicals. I mean, we could make some fucking mustard gas pretty easily.
You got it. Then do you want to make mustard gas?
Yes.
Then do that.
I'm going to make mustard gas.
Okay, so you go into the lab and you start making mustard gas.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to start making it. I'm just going to get the ingredients.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take them outside.
Okay.
To a kind of nondescript area that's very close to where most people are laboring.
Okay.
And I'm just going to mix them. A little chlorine, bleach.
Don't tell people the ingredients for mustard gas.
It's very easy. Everyone knows it.
Well,
you should know it.
I don't want to know it.
You should know it.
Okay.
It's really easy to make and very dangerous.
So why should I know it?
Because you can accidentally do it with household products.
All right. Anyway.
Ammonia, bleach, never mix them. Ever. Because that's mustard gas.
That's not mustard gas.
Yeah, baby.
I don't think that's... No. That's definitely a chemical reaction that's very, very toxic.
What
I don't think
is
that's mustard
gas? Is it ammonia? And bleach. Toxic gases called chloramines.
Yeah.
Is that mustard gas?
No, mustard gas is much worse.
Okay, well, chloramines is another thing that you don't want.
Good. Well, don't tell people to make mustard gas.
I'm just saying don't make chloramines.
Deal.
I'm making them, though.
So you take the ingredients of chlorine and ammonia.
Yeah.
And
I mix them together and I form this really terrifying, very bad for you cloud that very severely irritates people's skin and
where are you
respiratory
putting
tract.
it? In the farm room or
Yeah.
in the fields?
Yeah.
So like toss it.
Yeah.
So describe it. I want to see this. So what happens? You like walk out, you get everyone's attention, or you
No,
doing sneaky?
No. I'm being sneaky. I said I found like a like kind of out of the way area and I just like cause a huge spill. This
Okay.
is like, I'm talking like 10 gallons of
So you kick open a barrel.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
double barrels.
And you're just standing next to it.
No,
You
then
run.
then I like super nonchalantly sort of make my way back toward the office.
Okay. Yeah. So you've caused permanent lung damage to this young girl who's working in the potato
To
field.
everyone, to as many people as are within huffing distance.
People start freaking out, obviously. Alarms are ringing, klaxons, everything bathes in a red light once again, and you run towards Icarus's chambers as people run past you wearing gas masks and things like that. Yeah, you enter the large double doors of sort of the church room, and you see Icarus's door to the right, or to the east, I should say, left. And you head through that.
Did I watch him run towards?
No, you didn't see him in there. You don't see him in here.
Cool. Well, then I go into his office.
Yeah, and it's empty.
It's empty?
Yeah.
I go through his drawers. I go to his desk and I sit down at his computer.
Perfect.
I open the top right side drawer of his desk.
You find a pistol.
I tuck that into my coveralls. I guess I didn't have time to change into my clean clothes.
You got excited for them, but never really articulated whether you did.
No, I didn't because I was going to nap and then shower and then
it would also help you with
clothes
blending in, frankly.
I put on a pair of Icarus's robes.
Really?
No.
It's getting goofy.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I take the pistol and I try the passwords that I was given by Briar, the greenhouse botanist.
And the second one clicks, and you see a number of files and folders and things like that. It's a very like old Terminal 2, the way that Alien does that sort of retro futurism type stuff. And as you cycle through them, you do see sort of an exchange, an audio file back and forth between Eva and Icarus, dated yesterday, where she requested information on what to do with surviving personnel, and he said execute them. And she requested to let the xenomorphs take them as future spawn, and he denied her request. And she ignored said request, obviously.
That's why he was mad.
So you also find the location of a vessel. It's a small 4-person vessel, and it's on your map. You don't really have a map, but you kind of get an idea of where it is. The destination is relatively irrelevant. It is a short drive or a long walk or a fair run away from this place.
Okay.
And as the klaxon continues ringing out, you find everything you found on the computer.
I'm going to head directly to Eva's office.
Okay. You head past the chemical spills. People are running by, and as you... I mean, you don't really know where it is, but we'll say you do. As you head into Eva's office, you see that Cameron is sort of up and running.
Yes. All right. Briar, I know where the ship is. It's a 4-person vessel. Cameron, good to see you back online.
Of course. Eva asked to see me and then disabled me.
Yeah, sounds like she's kind of a cold bitch. But she did also save our lives.
To that, Briar says, what do you mean she saved our lives?
She was given the orders by Icarus to do away with us when she made contact with our vessel. She disobeyed those orders. So.
There must be then hope for her. Please let me talk to her.
All right. I've created quite the distraction, as I'm sure you can hear, but I don't know how long it's going to last. Where do you think she is?
I don't know. Probably at the loading dock. But look, what do you want to do with the people here? If we leave, all that's going to happen is Icarus is going to continue treating these people like slaves, creating them and killing them.
Yeah, the other option is genocide of everyone on the planet, which is probably a worse option.
Or we kill Icarus and they die out themselves. I don't know.
Well, I would like to escape and probably lodge a formal complaint with some kind of army or governing body that can send the necessary people here to take care of all of this bullshit.
Do you think that'll be enough?
I don't know, but I don't know if I really have the responsibility or the right to make that decision by myself.
Fair enough.
Do you?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand that your parents were killed, but how can you choose whether to like mete out vengeance for this entire colony and just murder everybody? Or like, why is it so bad to let Icarus kill these colonists little by little if the alternate is just killing them all right now?
I don't know. Fair enough. I guess you're right. Let's go. And he sort of brushes past you towards the hallway. And Cameron sort of looks towards you and asks for the destination of the ship.
I explain where the ship is located.
All right, let's go.
Are you ready?
Yes. And the three of you head up to the hallway. And again, the sort of klaxon's still going, but the red light has stopped. And it seems like maybe the chemical spill is mostly cleaned up as you make your way towards the elevator back down to the cargo bay. Mm-hmm. As you approach, you see Eva in the hallway. What are you doing?
What does her face look like when she sees me? Does she look surprised?
No, not really.
What do you mean, what am I doing?
No, not you. And she turns to Briar. What are you doing? And he's like, Listen, I don't care what you think, but you're wrong. There is more. These people crash landed here, and Eva obviously looks guilty about that. I don't care what he says, Eva. We don't need to stay here. He needs us more than we need him. And she sort of considers for a moment and looks towards you. Is it true?
Of course it is. You've never seen me before, and yet I have a host of memories different from you. I come from a place that is not here. There is a wide universe full of planets that aren't plagued by creatures like this. Cities, civilizations, forests.
And as Eva sort of looks up towards you and softly nods, a voice comes over the intercom. Children, there is an intruder in our midst. A young woman and her android companion who wish to uproot everything that we have believed here for our entire lives. Remember, the darkness below us is powerful, but they need us. We are their masters. Without us, their offspring cannot exist. If we are integral to their existence, then we hold power over them. These people wish to change that. Do not let them leave. And as he says that, you see some of the people like looking down the hallway, some of them sort of shrugging and looking back and forth nervously, and Eva with a panic look on her face. Come on. And she turns and runs towards the platform as she waits for you.
We shouldn't run. Let's not attract attention to ourselves.
Briar sort of nods, and Cameron nods as well, and the three of you start working towards the platform as people sort of nervously look. One woman sort of stares at your face as she's walking by, and she's like, I think that's her. I think that's her. People like saying shitty things as you're moving.
Just walking.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty cowardice as well.
Yeah.
And eventually you reach the platform. Eva starts descending it, and you go lower and lower on the big circular platform as the faces fade from view. Below you, you see a bunch of these guys, Eva's crew, and she holds up a hand and says, listen, just let us go. That's an order. And you see some of them sort of struggle for a moment, and then one of them, this big burly guy, Ed, or Eddie, whatever his name was, points his gun towards Eva and says, I don't know if we can let you do that.
What's stopping you?
What's stopping us from what?
From letting us go.
Icarus.
There's no harm to us being here. There's no harm to us leaving. I don't mean any offense, and I don't wish to trouble the relationship that you have with these creature deities. I just want to go home.
Icarus said you can't go home.
Why?
I don't question him.
Well, that's a problem.
Why don't you try a manipulation? Or empathy. Yeah, empathy and manipulation.
Okay. Success.
Yeah, he sort of thinks for a second.
Think for yourself. If you truly love this life, you love these creatures, the power that they hold over you, then fine. Keep them. But for me, this is not my home. I don't live here. You've never seen me before, obviously. I just want to go back to where I belong. Is that such a crime?
And he lowers his gun and gestures for the other guys to lower their guns, and they just step back. Just get out of here then. And you move past, and Eva gets into a car and gestures for the three of you to get in, and you start driving.
Where would Icarus had to have been to make that announcement, Eva? Is he likely to come after us on his own?
No, he never would. But
the creatures.
We need to be quick. And she hammers the pedal forward as you speed out past into the afternoon sun. The sun is sort of at its halfway point as you are speeding towards the outcropping building that Eva knew about as well. And as you do, you see the heavy concrete shutters shut behind you. A plume of dust arrives behind you as the cart sails towards the final outcropping building, just as you see figures arrive over the crest of the building's back. She skids to a stop and leans out the window with her rifle. Go! And starts firing pulse rounds at the oncoming horde of creatures. There's at least 13 arriving from beyond the building. And Briar and Cameron and yourself pour out towards the outcrop building.
We should have brought guns. We didn't bring guns, but we should have brought
You have a
them.
handgun.
I'm going to keep that for in case of emergencies.
Sure. You run towards the building, and there's a key code on the front. Briar says, just give me a minute. And he kneels down and starts trying to wire the thing open as you turn and see Eva firing from the doorway.
Cameron, can you help him?
And Cameron sort of nervously looks down and leans forward and says, he's doing an excellent job.
Okay.
I can force the door open, and then Briar's like, no, then we can't shut it behind us.
Okay, I'll just shut up then.
Let's say the pistol that you have is like a pulse pistol, or you're keeping it hidden.
No, I'm not keeping it hidden.
Then
I just was like, oh, I have a pistol.
I'm gonna say it doesn't have expendable ammo.
Oh.
If you do want to fire, it's got it's a charge,
Infinity ammo?
Yeah, well, a lot of these future guns, I feel like.
Then
don't
I'm
need
shooting
physical
forever.
rounds. Perfect.
Just have my finger on the trigger the whole time.
Well, you do see these creatures arriving, and you can be firing.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, give me a ranged combat attack.
Okay.
You're also going to give Eva an opportunity because you're going to be doing suppressing fire for her to move forward.
Okay, I fail, but suppressing fire.
Okay, so
that's
you
something.
fire. Yeah, well, you don't have to really aim for that anyway. It gives her an opportunity to move from her position and move towards you and then start firing.
Yeah, I want to save her as well.
Yeah, so now she's with you. And as they become closer and closer...
Eva, get back here!
And she runs over and skids and stands up and starts firing. She waits for a moment and reloads, and then Briar gets the door open. Come on, come on, come on! And the three of you pour inside.
Aliens being blown to bits.
Yeah, she's and it's like big
soup.
explosions fire. Mm-hmm. And she shuts the door behind and it locks. But her back is still to it. She can feel the metal sort of thumping as they're right on your tail. There's a large ship sitting here, and Cameron runs towards it, being probably the best pilot of the four of you. And he says, I'll start it up, but you're going to have to give me a few minutes. And he runs towards the cockpit and climbs in. Briar heads to the back and lowers the tailgate, ready to get on. And the metal buckling of the door continues as you hear the smashing of windows in the office to the east of the door.
I don't think we can hold them off.
Eva's like, go, I can hold it.
Eva, you have to come with us.
Just go.
Then we run.
Okay. Unless you want a command roll, you can try that. But
yeah, I'm going to.
Do it.
Are you kidding? You're going to leave your brother here with a stranger and a robot? 2 successes.
Somehow that worked. And she's like, you're right. I don't trust a stranger and a robot.
They're all xenophobes here.
That's true. And she runs after as the door sort of buckles and bends in the top corner, and a claw goes over. Fuck, I can't speak. And you guys are running to the rear of the ship as the engines start up. The three of you jumping onto the back, and it begins to lift just as the creatures start pouring in. Give me a ranged combat attack because they are running for the open gate.
I'm going to kill them all.
Yeah, let's see.
Yep.
There
Ready?
are 3 specifically running.
Ranged combat. I fail.
Okay.
You want me to try to roll 3 times?
Ooh, you're lucky because Eva gets 2 successes.
Ooh.
So she leans over because you saved her, because she definitely would have died at that door. Mm-hmm. She's like, and takes out the 2, one that you're aiming at and one that she was aiming at, and the last one jumps up and claws onto the tailgate.
Oh no, I want to shoot it.
Yeah, go for it.
I do.
Yeah, and its head just as it falls off the back as they're continuing on. Cameron just slams through the front of the ship doors as it takes off towards the sky, the tailgate closing as Briar closes as it does.
I just fire into the sky as the door is closing just because it's
putting holes into your ship.
No.
You lose cabin pressure and die. No. As the four of you take off, you rise over the reactor building. You see it sort of fading in the sunset. And slowly you ascend through the atmosphere and into the darkness of space. Briar and Eva both wide-eyed at the windows in the passing starlight, just so surprised at what world exists beyond their own. And you head up to the cabin. And you sit down next to Cameron for a second, feeling like this horror is finally behind you. He puts the ship in autopilot and sets the controls forward and turns towards you. How are you feeling?
I think I'm going to be okay. That's some good flying back there.
Thank you. It's part of my programming.
That's right. Sometimes I guess I've only known you for like a day. But
you don't remember?
What do you mean?
Before this, I recognize that your memory has not been intact since waking up on the Traveler, but
no, it's patchy.
You and I were very good friends.
Really?
I would say the best of friends.
And it's like coming back to me in fits and starts. There's like a little montage of me meeting him for the first time and, you know, how he had a sense of humor, which I wasn't really expecting. And
like playing chess together and him losing to you and you being like, you're losing purposefully and you being like smiling and stuff.
Him pretending to eat food and enjoy it. Be like,
And as you take off towards the stars, towards an untold future, you feel a pain in your chest. And we're going to end there. That was Alien Resurgence.
I'm not going to die.
I don't know.
Don't make me die.
Great job, Joe. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, baby. I had a great time.
I had a lot of fun, too.
I got to drive a car off of a cliff.
Yeah, you did. You got to fire at a bunch of aliens. You got to do a lot of crazy stuff.
Pew, pew, pew,
lots
pew,
of action. Lots of cults.
I got to make a chemical weapon.
You didn't get to kill Icarus, but you can get to kill everybody.
That's okay.
I was hoping you were just going to be like, fuck it, throw the switch, kill everybody in the building.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to confront with the mother, too. I had a whole thing if you went down to, like, kill the mother.
Yeah, but I don't think I could, like, rationalize that.
No, you did. Put it this way. You played this game perfectly for an alien game. Like, you played this like a medical officer, which is really good. I think I was counting on you playing this more like an RPG at this point, where you're like asking more questions and being like, why are you here? And like, you know, like a D&D where you're like, how can we help? And stuff like that. Which is not wrong, because you played this exactly like a fucking medical officer, where it's like, I just want to get home. That's the end of it.
I'm going to like, you know, allow someone with higher authority to make this kind of decision.
No, you're so right. And I think that's a really cool. And next time when we hit Alien again, I think it's going to be a really interesting perspective for me to continue on with, because I want to walk the fine line between, I don't want it to be so, like, the first half was very much, you know, driven narratively, where I wanted this half to be a bit more open for you. Like, you could have killed Icarus, you could have killed Eve, you literally could have killed everybody and walked away as the only survivor. You could have saved everybody. I wanted to give you an array of choices, and I think you did really well for what it was.
Yeah.
I think you definitely saved those 4 people. You may have doomed the colony. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't think it was purposeful doom. It wasn't damnation. You didn't fuck everybody over, you know?
No, I think they were doomed from the start.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting how many options there are. It's really cool, though, when you think about it, because the alien creature needs humans to procreate. Like, it needs us.
It's a parasite.
And that's always, like, really cool to have a cult based around the idea that if these things are like a god and we are their
it's like worshiping a
carrier,
tapeworm.
Yeah, kind of, which I'm sure some fucking crazy people would do. Because they'd be like, we are its house. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was Alien Resurgence. I am so excited.
Why are you so excited?
Because it was a good game. And because just in a few hours, Dice Shame episode 6 comes out.
Everyone, if you haven't checked it out yet, please go to your podcatcher of choice, do a little tippity tap and look at for Dice Shame, or go to www.diceshamepodcast.com. We have all the episodes up there. You can also follow the links to get it on your Google Play or your Spotify or on your Apple iTunes. And give us a 5-star rating. Tell your friends.
Oops.
Did you just cancel the stream?
Nope.
Is the stream canceled?
No.
Tell your friends, tell your family, tell
your
your
family
cats
friends.
and dogs, tell all of your students and teachers, tell your coworkers,
Tell your family friends.
tell your gaming group.
Tell your
That
gaming
Dice
group.
Shame is sweeping the niche. We're climbing the charts.
Yeah. As of right now, let's see. We're at...
Let's not say the number.
I'm going to check.
Let's just let people know that we're getting up there.
141 in Canada. Apple
Hey,
Podcasts.
that's not bad.
64 in Norway.
Thank you, Norway. Is it just because they're... No, it's not of Norwegian podcasts. It's of podcasts in Norway.
So I can check our peak position. So the highest we've climbed in Apple Podcasts under the genre of
Gaming.
games
Yeah.
is number 1. So we were number 1 on November 6th.
What?
Yeah, the highest in Canada we've come is 88. We were 88 on the 10th.
Wait, hold on.
Because charts go up and down.
We were number 1
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hear this? On November 5th, we were 47th on Apple Podcasts United States under the game category. So we climbed to 47 on the 10th. On the 5th, sorry.
You know what? I'm going to keep reaching for that rainbow.
You keep reaching for that rainbow. Are you getting teary?
No.
Oh, you made a weird sound. I thought you were like, I'm reaching for
not.
that rainbow.
I just love you so much. And
yeah.
by you, I mean the audience.
Yeah, I hope so. But downloaded it. Comes out in, what's it, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. 3 hours.
Trace.
So if you're watching this and it's only like 3 o'clock, you get to listen to it at 8:30, and then review and share. Do us a favor for this episode. I'm gonna ask a favor from you guys. From this episode, can you share it? Oh, here's what I would like, because you guys are very sweet and you love us and we love you. For this episode, whatever link you listen to it on, whether it be iTunes or Google Podcasts or our website, just highlight that link and post it on your Facebook or your Twitter and just be like, hey people who I know or don't know, I'm a nerd. I really like RPGs. This is a podcast that I've just got into. You might like it. Maybe check it out. Thanks so much. And post that for us. You don't have to only do one social platform, but if everyone
tweet
did that,
it or Facebook it or Instagram it.
or you can do both, but whatever.
I mean,
But if everyone could do that for this new episode, we would be so happy, because A, we're really proud of this episode. B, you guys have such a great, rapport with us that I know that you guys and your friends would trust your opinions on this type of thing. And D, I'm not a D.
you
I'm just
love
being
doing
funny.
that.
It's from Home Alone.
Just
One,
take credit.
B, and D. Another reason I don't have one, but just share it because we worked hard on it and we really hope you like it.
And we're continuing to work hard on it. We are. We have
true.
bunch of episodes in the bank.
Yep.
We have more recording sessions lined up. And
Got my own notepad for it.
oh, why don't you show them the Dice Shame jar?
Oh yeah.
That's the jar. We got some dice in there right now. Oh, whose blue dice is that?
That hasn't happened yet.
You'll never know.
That's a bit before, because we have to record a little bit in advance. So that's, they don't know there's this many shames yet.
It's a secret shame.
Secret shame.
Secret shame.
All right, guys. Endgame XP goes to Carly.
Yeah.
for coming out to Thing this Friday night. Carly and Colin.
Carly, Colin, Dice Shame. I mean, XP. Sorry.
The fuck? See you guys
I'm
Friday.
drunk.
Really excited. No, you're not. And yeah. I want to leave a 5-star review on Dice Shame, but I can't see how to do that on Google Podcasts. If you can't find a way to do it on Google Podcasts, don't worry about it. Do it on do it on Podchaser. Honestly, Podchaser is fucking dope. They're new too. I'm gonna give you the link right now.
What?
I'm gonna give you the link right now.
Thank you so much for joining us. As always, as your girl Joe likes to say.
My girl Joe.
What?
My girl Joe.
As your girl Joe.
As my girl Joe likes to say.
Is my bedtime.
It's her bedtime, guys. Good night.
Good